Hi, my name is Peggy Liu, and 6 years ago I founded Juice to accelerate the greening of China. 3 years ago, Juice started the China Dream Initiative to reimagine prosperity, reframe sustainability, and reshape consumerism. To help 1.3 billion Chinese see what a beautiful dream we can dream. And this is what we call 和悦梦想, a happy and harmonious dream. Today, we have almost 500 million middle-class consumers, people who can buy a fridge and a TV and worry about the color of their sneakers. But by 2025, the consuming class will balloon to 800 million strong, and more houses, more cars, more steaks, more rings, more things for me cannot work for we. China needs to carve our own unique way to a thriving life and stable communities, a path that is a sustainable path. And if we don't do this soon, we'll end up with a China nightmare. And there's no escaping that a China nightmare is a global nightmare. This initiative is about driving behavior change at giga-scale in a society that welcomes change and is looking for direction towards a better life. In the last 30 years, change has meant progress. Change is good. But it has also largely been shaped by Western advertising and Western TV. The China Dream co-creation process takes back the reins to leverage Western storytelling techniques, but allow Chinese to tap into Chinese heritage and Chinese values in a Chinese context to imagine what a thriving life and thriving communities can look like in China. For 3 years, Juice has been bringing together partners around the world to shape the values of a new China Dream. And now China Dream has scaled to a national conversation, from Vogue to Tom Friedman in the New York Times to China Business News and now Xi Jinping. A new China Dream has captured our imagination across the country. Now, to succeed in making the new China Dream a reality, we must show the dream in action, share the dream through trusted communities, seed it in media and ad campaigns, and we must change the social norms of what the heart of prosperity means. Over the last 3 years, we've learned some interesting lessons from researching consumer behavior change with leaders around the world. The key lesson is that to create sustainable behavior across a broader audience, we must, ironically, eliminate all sustainability jargon. We have to appeal to personal aspirations of prosperity without using inane slogans such as circular economy, ecological civilization, low-carbon transport, eco-cities, transit-oriented design, harmonious society. We have to speak to people's hearts and not just their heads. We've run a series of ideation workshops to co-create the China Dream. This is the way to engage people from different communities and to carefully curate the commonalities between prosperity and sustainability. We've tapped into the collective wisdom of sustainability experts, cultural experts, and storytellers. In fact, the workshop format was designed for us and led for us by top marketing agencies such as Saatchi & Saatchi S, Ogilvy, Edelman, Thin Air Factory. 3 years in, we've now shaped the China Dream. Safe food, air, and water, vibrant living, livable communities, and opportunities to move forward while drawing upon our past. Now we need to show the dream in action in people's daily lives. It has to taste as real as a warm molten chocolate cake, and people need to want it as much as a warm caress from a beautiful lover. To make the China Dream come alive in people's imaginations, we need to work with photographers, videographers, artists, consumer brand managers, ad campaign managers, and TV producers. We need to show a new prosperity. What does it look like to have safe food, air, and water that we can take for granted? What does it look like to have vibrant, thriving life for our young and for our old? What does it look like to have livable, convenient, harmonious, stable, welcoming, neighborly communities? What does opportunity look like? For this is the new China Dream. In parallel, catalyzed out of these co-creation workshops, Juice has been convening partners around discrete projects to activate specific areas of the China Dream. To activate safe food, Juice is working with Ecolab, a company that works in restaurant hygiene and clean water supply, and a local design firm called Impact Group to publish and distribute in China a guide for 10 top tips for safe and healthy restaurants. To activate vibrant living, we've created a new Way to Eat program this February that melds new nutritional guidelines for China with low-impact foods. In other words, how can we eat in a way that's good for you as well as good for the planet? This project is convening a high-level coalition of nutritionalists and sustainable agricultural experts from around the world to come up with these new guidelines. Our immediate goal is to create school curriculum and a yummy, sustainable, nutritious school meals. Our first week-long program is aimed next spring in Shanghai. To activate livable cities, Juice has launched a Heyue City web and mobile app in conjunction with Augmentum software developers and Tongji University. This online tool allows people to suggest productive improvements to their communities and campuses. We're working with content channel partners, such as the Shanghai government for their recent Design Week, and the Green Campus Network on a competition this fall to solicit improvements to campuses across China, and Project for Public Spaces in New York City to upload their social spaces case studies from around the world. Juice is also working with Lendlease, one of the world's largest land developers, to develop case studies on new models for trigenerational living in China. Juice will also continue to develop curriculum and teach at 3 of the 8 Central Party Government School academies to build sustainable cities. In the last 5 years, Juice has taught 600 officials all over China, including vice mayors, mayors, and central government bureau heads. Our classes on eco-heritage tourism, sustainable lifestyle, low-carbon transport are especially popular. Now we're developing a new course called Social Spaces 2.0, The Soul of a City, to encourage access to space rather than ownership of space. While the majority of costs for this program are carried by a number of co-creation partners with their in-kind resources, Juice still needs financial support to hire managers full-time to help coordinate the many projects catalyzed by the China Dream. We also need long-term executive volunteers, experienced interns who can work with us for months at a time in China. China as a whole, from government to citizens, are all on board to build a greener, more sustainable China. One where we don't have skies that are gray, rivers red, and tap water yellow. Juice's China Dream initiative is a bold, ambitious, but well thought out path to bringing our citizens on board this long green march.